The person who is accused of having committed the offence is referred to as the defendant. The judge will be sitting on the bench facing the courtroom. It is the judge's role to decide points of law in the trial and to make sure that the trial runs smoothly. The judge's associate is the assistant to the judge and is seated in front of the judge. In most cases, the associate will read out the indictment at the beginning of the trial. The indictment is the list of charges against the defendant. When the associate reads out the charges and asks the defendant if he or she pleads guilty or not guilty, this is called the arraignment of the defendant. The associate also calls out the name and number of members of the jury panel when the jury is impaneled. A Crown prosecutor will present the case for the prosecution. The Crown prosecutor will be seated at the right-hand end of the bar table facing the judge. The defence barrister and defence solicitors represent the defendant. They will be seated at the other end of the bar table. Unless the judge has determined that the court should be closed, members of the public may sit in the public gallery at the back of the courtroom. Anyone who is interested in the case, including family and friends of the people involved and journalists, may sit in the court. The defendant is the person who has been charged with the offence. It will be your role as part of the jury to decide if you are satisfied beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty or not guilty of the offence, based only on the evidence you see and hear in court. The bailiff is the person you will have most contact with each day, and who will direct you in and out of the courtroom. If you have any practical concerns during the trial, talk to the bailiff. Witnesses who are called to give evidence are seated in the witness box. The 12 members of the jury, and any reserve jurors, remain seated in the jury box for the duration of the trial.